back out on the trap line today. Spot that I had trapped before, I ended up pulling these sets because I was out of town and I didn't put them back in right away. One of the sets had been dug out, so that was good because the bait was still there, but it had clearly been dug, so I reset that one with a new trap. And now I'm going to kind of show you what I'm doing here. So there's this big field behind me, and there's a lot of trees around here, drops down into a creek, and then there's this heavy grass. And you can see behind me there's this trail right here that kind of goes up, however that goes, because I'm mirrored. But anyways, I'll flip it around here in a second and show you what I'm doing. But basically what I'm doing is I'm setting cables today, and this is the first time I've set cables. And Wisconsin's got a lot of laws on how to set cables and where they can be set, and entanglement laws and things like that. So this grass will be good for that. I'm going to show you what I'm working with, and then I'll show you how they're set. So these cables, this is not a snare, this is a cable restraint, is from a company called Southern Snare Supply, I believe, but it is not a snare. But they meet Wisconsin regulations for snares. I ordered the one with the extra swivel in it. So it's got a swivel at the bottom here, which connects to my earth anchor. But then there's also a swivel there, which helps with it. Then there's a breakaway device here, which is 350 pounds, which allows critters to pull out. Like if a deer got its neck around it, it could pop loose. But yeah, so that's what we're working with. And then I'm setting them on these trails through this heavy grass. So I already set one. I'll kind of show you. You can kind of see this heavy grass here. And so what I did was I came through, if your coyote view, there's the snare. So kind of gives you an idea of what we're doing here. Give you a couple other views. Sorry if my camera works shoddy, but you can see, it's hard to tell, but that snare is like right there. Not snare, sorry, cable restraint, but looks pretty good. It'll probably get knocked over by deer a couple times, but that's all right. Then I'm gonna set one more. There's a trail over here, so get those set and go from there. So this is what I'm working with. I got this big alfalfa field or hay field. Comes around, there's a road right there at those trees. Turns into this really thick grass. Opens up into another hay field there. So I've got one cable restraint on this trail here, another one on a trail right there, and I think it blends in pretty well. I think it'll be a high success spot. If anything's moving through here, that's pretty much the trails it's going to go through. So give it a go. Morning, it is 8:15 on the 30th, I believe it is, of January. I'm just heading out right now to go check traps. It's gonna be the first trap check since I put those cables in, so it should be a good one. I know in the last video I said snares a lot of times, and they are not snares. I want to make that very clear. These are cable restraints that are compliant with Wisconsin, and they are specifically for coyotes. So I'm gonna head out, check these, and hopefully we have something. I set that those old holes in the ground, kind of den looking things that don't look like they're used anymore. They're on kind of up by Big Chief, but we'll see how that goes. Those have a lot of rabbit tracks around them, so I'm hoping that coyotes and foxes will be using that, but there's a lot of pretty heavy brush in there, heavy grass, that allowed me to put 2 cables in. Not many more than that because there are some larger entanglement issues. So I was able to put 2 in. We'll see how those go, and hopefully we have something this morning. It'd be pretty cool to have a first catch in a cable today. So weather's been crazy warm. It's 32 degrees, no snow on the ground, so we'll see how it goes. Checking my first cable here. Looks like nothing's in it. I'm gonna see if it got knocked down though, because it looks like it's a little different. You can actually see it from here. No, it's not knocked down. So keep on moving. So we're back out here at Big Chief, checking spots. I checked a couple other sets and didn't have anything there. Up the road at that new spot, I haven't named that one yet. So we're out checking these quick, looking for tracks in this kind of wet sand, but I don't see anything other than deer. So we're gonna come down here and check these 4 spots. I put a set in on this road coming up here. It's just a scent post set, but I think it looks pretty good. But it was actually kind of funny because I actually pulled this set because a tractor ran over it and broke the trap. Came back the next day after we had some snow, and there was a coyote track directly on top of where my pan would have been. So what I got here is scent post right there, just some hay, and then right in front of it's where that trap is. So haven't had much luck on it yet, but we're gonna keep trying it. I think it's a good spot. Kind of splits between these 2 fields. Goes up. And then where I caught that one coyote at up here earlier this year was up and around the corner. So I know they're in here. It's just a matter of getting them to step on that little pan. So keep checking.